But it seemed to me, as I delved into it, that the proper solution to that was to live properly as an individual, because you're more powerful than you think. Way more powerful than you think. I mean, God only knows what you are in the final analysis. You're blind to your own weaknesses, but you're also blind to your own strengths. And so then I think, well, if you got your act together, it'd be better for you, and instantly it would be better for your family, assuming they wanted you to get your act together, and not everyone does, and then it would be better for the community. It's like, how far could you take that? If you stopped wasting time, and if you stopped lying, and if you oriented yourself to the highest possible good that you could conceive of, and you committed to that, how much good could you do? Well, I would say, why don't you find out? So that's what I think you should do. You should find out. You don't have anything better to do. And there's nothing in it, as far as I've been able to tell, there's nothing in it but good.
How can anybody hate Dr. Jordan Peterson? I can relate to this so much. Like, if you guys have been following me for any length of time, or if you're new to my channel, or you're just now watching this, like, I have been through so many obstacles in my life. And if you knew my full story, like, I've told it to some people, and literally there are people who don't believe me. I've gone through hell and back. I've been chewed out and spit again and stomped on and left to die, right? I have had to metaphorically, like, climb mountains and crawl through the mud on broken glass, bloody and bruised. To go from that, to come through that, and to not only survive and just be surviving through life, but to thrive through that, thrive past that. It's one of the most amazing feelings when you struggle with something and then you win. And then you fucking win. I don't think people understand that. Like, you appreciate life so much more. You appreciate every little thing so much more, from your human connections, to the food you eat, to the experiences you get to have, to the sunsets you get to watch. You appreciate it so much more because there was a point in my life where I might not have made it to where I am today. And I feel sorry for my generation and the next generation, Gen Z, who now lives in a society and a culture that seems to want to bulldoze every obstacle out of their way. Have you met people that's never been through anything? And I'm not saying you have to, like, be a victim of the most violent and heinous crime to be a good person, but when you don't have any obstacles, any hills to climb, nothing to defeat, you just become sort of this vapid person. And then what you usually do is you try to create some sort of battle in your head by pretending we still live in the 1950s where there's no human rights for black people or women. So you're fighting the past, essentially. You make up these invisible sort of enemies to fight, like systematic racism or some sort of oppression that is not really tangible. But like what Dr. Jordan Peterson says is, like, go find the heaviest rock and pick it up. And not wanting the world to become sort of baby-proofed for you. I feel bad for my generation and the next generation, because they grew up in that generation where nothing can harm that person. Everybody gets a participation award, right? No one can fail because that'll make them feel bad about themselves. But what about the idea of failing over and over and over again, like I have? Failed so many times, and then when you finally get it, when it finally fucking clicks, and it feels absolutely amazing. I think that people think suffering somehow needs to be completely abolished. Like somehow life needs to be completely and utterly fair for every single individual on this planet, the millions and billions of people on this planet. That everyone needs to have equity. Every single human being that ever takes a breath on this earth needs to be exactly the same. That no child should hear a bad word. No one should come against to an ideology that they don't agree with. Everything should be, again, baby-proof. Struggle sometimes is good. Obstacles sometimes is good. Failure sometimes is good because it teaches you something and it builds your character. I love Jordan Peterson. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!